Good morning and welcome back to the allotment and the channel, and thank you for popping in. It's a lovely day, a lovely morning, and I'm just in the greenhouse just checking that all the tubers that I took out from the dahlias are drying. And as you can see there, because they've been out and we've had some decent sunny periods, the dust just falls off. So probably this will be a Sunday job, which is tomorrow. In fact, it won't be. It's Remembrance Sunday, so I don't come down on Remembrance Sunday. I like to dedicate that day to our fallen heroes. So it'll probably be Monday, but I've got to start and now think about getting the other dahlias out. And once I've done that, they'll all come in here. And then these will go into... Oh, cobwebs. These will go into bags with sawdust and then a bag over the top. And they'll go in the shed out of the frost. Today, we are going to continue doing a little bit of plot cleaning. Michael's just turned up with the bacon and egg sandwiches. So I'll whip you down there, show you what we've done to press, and then we're going to crack on and carry on cleaning. So yesterday I had a little bit of time, so I came down, and as you can see, this part hasn't been done, but I managed to get into this area, trim it down and gather all the rubbish into the middle. So this is one half and this will be the other half, and we're going to try and crack into them today and do that. So I started that yesterday. Hopefully Dave's coming down. I think Martin's coming, and I also think and obviously there's Mick. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to tackle this one, get this trimmed down. Now obviously we've not bought our strimmer yet, because we're still in the processes of changing committee over in the bank and things like that, so that's probably going to be in the new year. So we're just using mine that I've got for the business today, and hopefully we're going to make a dent in this area. All that is where there was a burnt shed, so we're going to get all that down, get that into the middle, and there's going to be a pile there. And also way up at the top there where we were clearing earlier on, we're going to get that fire going, and we're going to try and trim a little bit of an area there. So, oh gosh, frog in my throat. So yeah, we're going to do a couple of hours today at this, because I want to get home, because the English are playing the Aussies in the third Ashes test in rugby league, and they've absolutely walloped us the first two games. So I'm hoping, they're playing here in Leeds, so I'm hoping that our fortunes will change and we can at least notch up a win. But they're a very powerful side of the Aussies. Right, I'm heading back in. Mick is already in the shed, as you can see there, devouring his bacon sandwich. So I'm going to nip in there and join him. Well, that sun's got in. Just about finished my bacon and egg sandwich and finishing his brew, and then we're going to crack on. What I'm probably going to do with this is just do some clips of it, you know, as we go on throughout the morning, just to show you. I think Dave has just turned up. Yes, he has. And Martin's on his way. I did text him yesterday. I didn't hear from him, but he's just texted me now to say he's going to be down. So just keep an eye out for my little ratty friends. Right, hats on, let's get cracking. As I said, this is where the big burn was. The whole thing went up in flames. We don't know if somebody did it deliberate. That's Mick starting up the strimmer. But the aim is to get this all on here and burnt, whilst watching out for my little ratty friends. So Dave's arrived and Dave's gonna get the fire going. You alright, Dave? Yeah, Dave's gonna get this fire going. So the idea is to get a burn going on here, and we're gonna wait until we get our strimmer and, you know, one of those metal, what do they call them, Mick? What do they call those things on end?
There's bushwhacker blades.
Bushwhacker.
And then you get the serrated one for clearing self-seeders.
Yeah, so it's like a bushwhacker blade, because there's brambles and everything, so you need something with a bit of power. So hopefully we'll get a fire going here. Mick's going to go down to the bottom end and work back up whilst I continue to demolish that fence. As you can see, Mick's down at the bottom, cracking on with that. I think I've sussed out how this shed came to its fiery end. Look how many tins of beer there are there. Absolutely loads. So he's probably come down, because it was late one night, came down. There used to be a log burner in here, just about there, and I think he's fallen asleep and shed's took light and he's not been able to put it out. But this is going to take some getting through. You do always find bits and pieces that you can use again. All these gutter clips can all come in, so I'll put them to one side. So it is drop and burn, but salvage where you can. So as you can see, making pretty light work of this already. We can actually see the back of the fence there, and I'm sorry, Mick, but I'll get the better cord next time. The cord that I tend to get for what I do is not really ideal for this sort of job. It's taking big thick stems out, so it's breaking quite a bit, so we're going through it. But when we buy our strimmer, we'll make sure we've got all the right gear. But it's looking good. Right, I'm going to crack on and come back to you towards the end and just show you what we've got done in 2.5 hours. So I can't keep skiving behind this camera. They're all giving me strange looks. And does anybody know what these are? Are they a weed? Because they were quite prolific down this edge before the shed burnt down. So if anybody's got any ideas what those are, let me know. Is it a weed? Very nice looking weed though. So we're still at it, trimming away there, but we're making some headway. I think one of the biggest problems we've got on this site is the plastic, the amount of plastic that we have. So what we're going to do is pile it all up, leave it there, and as you can see now, we're making some headway there into this one. So hopefully I'll be able to get all this wood thrown on there, get this plastic out of the way of here, and then you can at least see the bones of a half plot. This plot hole will be glad of those weeds being taken down. And then as you can see, this one is, we started fire number 3. Try to get rid of all the rubbish. But this now is looking better. There's a shed which Needs a little bit of work, but I think at the end of the day we'll be able to probably put a new floor in and do something with it. There's all these bits of timber that we're going to get thrown on the fire as well. So looking up, it's a lot better, and I think once we get these fires cleared and we get the dividing ropes in, we'll be able to get some of the people down from the waiting list. And it's a blank canvas, yeah, but it's the right time of the year, and if they come down, and you can go to Screwfix and buy a big roll of plastic, get the plastic over the top of it, cut your beds out on 3 sides, roll it out of the way, dig it, then cover it again. We've got another half plot just at the other side of that far polytunnel to do. That's much easier though. Right, I think we'll be stopping for a brew sometime, so I better get back to it. It really does make light work of this job. But we're going to get the next strimmer up from mine. Next strimmer up from that one. And that'll be a monster. Well, I think that I'm going to call it a day there, because we've still got quite a bit to do, and we said we'd help a gentleman on this, just to the right hand side of my plot. We'd do half an hour strimming on that plot that he's taken over. So yes, I think I better go. Thank you very much everybody for your likes, comments, subscriptions. It's all very much appreciated. As I say, if you can share, like and subscribe, that would be brilliant. I'm just a little bit preoccupied to be on the camera and helping the guys out, so hopefully I'll be able to crack on and get stuff done. Right, I'm gonna go. Take care, have a great day, and remember the fallen tomorrow. See you next week, and happy growing.